New York high school sports. Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts.
Under, and what a look.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Thank you for joining us at the Major R. Owens Health and Wellness Community Center here in Brooklyn, New York for the Varsity Media Sports Network's presentation of the Greater Ridgewood Youth Council Basketball Finals. I'm Gavin Shaw here with you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Very excited to have you along with us for this championship affair between IS 93 Beacon and IS 204 Beacon. Both teams come from the Ridgewood, New York area, and as you can imagine, know each other very well. IS 204 Beacon, they have to be considered the favorite coming in after a dominant semifinal victory over PS2 to reach the championship, led by Josh Lewis and their star big man, number 11, Wazir Allen. IS 93 Beacon, led by head coach Andrew Keelis. More of a nail-biter, beating IS 138 26-22 to reach the finals. And they're a balanced team. They have Brian Cobles, who's just a 7th grader, 12 years old, really talented guard. Ryan Taru, he's been playing for 8 seasons. You can go on and on and on. Colton Fralick, Caleb Zayas. It's all about depth for this IS 93 Beacon team. Then again, IS 204 Beacon, certainly not a one-man army. You talk about Naquan Norman, who has a lot of fun playing the game, and you can see it every time he's out there on the court. A real jitterbug, and such an advanced skill set for a young player. He's flashing Euro steps, crossovers, in and outs, great sense of timing and pace and hesitations to throw defenses off balance. Chauncey Dumas also stood out to me at the guard spot, really talented. Maddox Lagarda, heck of a player. And man, Finn Redding, both his parents and his grandparents love the game of basketball, and you could see it watching him play. He hit 3 3-pointers in that semifinal. It was absolutely draining from deep. But again, you gotta focus on the big kid, Wazir Allen. He's a Knicks fan, so already one of my favorites personally, but man, oh man, he is dominant out there. Had a heck of a matchup against PS2 star Ethan Cruz. Those two were going back and forth all game long, and the thing you maybe like the most, there's a real mutual respect there. I mean, Cruz would put a good move on Wazir. There wasn't any grumbling, wasn't any frustration. You give him a high five and say, good play. That was a heck of a game as well. As we get a look inside Andrew Keelis's huddle, it's going to be integral that IS 93 Beacon gets off to a good start in this one. We saw 204 Beacon run out to an early lead. Worth noting, IS 93 Beacon, they're in that turquoise, almost a teal color jersey with the black numbering. IS 204 Beacon, green jerseys with white numbering. And we are about to get underway here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, so it's going to be 4 8-minute quarters, short breaks between quarters, so maybe run up to grab a glass of water, but save the meal for after the game. Just a 2-minute halftime and a championship on the line. As you see, both coaches just getting their final words in. Going to be integral that both teams play under control. The national anthem is unrelated to this championship game, but the timing, I got to say, is just spectacular. What a way to set the tone here in Brooklyn, New York. Going to be interesting to watch which team is more cautious with the basketball in the early going. You know, at the youth levels, that's half the game, just possession, making sure you get a quality look each time. And these officials are not afraid to call it tight. We saw a 3-second violation called a couple times. We've seen travels wipe really good buckets off the court, or off the scoreboard, rather. So a lot of different elements to watch out for as we are getting ready to jump it up. Again, it's Wazir Allen who will be taking the jump for IS 204 Beacon, and then Izudin Popovic taking the jump for IS 93 Beacon. Popovic just 12 years old, so that is rare. The tallest player on the team, actually on the younger side. All these players either in 7th or 8th grade, with a couple of exceptions here or there. So Popovic, big for his age, has a really bright future in the sport. Big fan of the Memphis Grizzlies. That's a common favorite team. And we are underway here in Brooklyn, and it's IS 93 Beacon's ball to start things off. Thinking about the shot was Caleb Zayas, and putting in the layup to get things going for IS 93. One of their star guards looked to be Elijah James. We'll confirm that in just a sec. So was James on the opening bucket? Or excuse me, no, it was Caleb Zayas on the opening bucket. Now IS 93 an opportunity to add to their lead, but Marcus Skinner knocking it out of bounds. Zayas, you can tell, has a lot of experience in the game. Been playing for 8 years since he was 5 years old. Also plays for St. Matthias, fast and a hustler. Working his way to the rim is James, trying to throw in the banker, can't do it. Rebound collected by Allen. Coast to coast the other way to tie this one up is Naquan Norman. Back and forth affair in the early going. Both these teams play with tempo, but simultaneously under control. Brian Cobles knifing to the rack. Tipped around. Redding will kick off the fast break. Tic-tac-toe passing, and an easy teardrop for Marcus Skinner. Beautiful ball movement. You love to see that for such young kids. The cognizance that the ball moves faster through the pass than through the dribble. Zayas outside with it. Little dribble handoff to Cobles. Cobles working one-on-one, thinking about the three, and a moving screen called on Cesar Moreno. So correction, it wasn't Popovic, it was Moreno that took that opening jump. Makes a little bit more sense. He is 13 years old, and he's played 2 years for St. Matthias, a travel basketball team. Norman using the screen and walked with it. And that's one of those fundamentals. Again, you're still figuring out in middle school, those hard jump stops. Don't want to shuffle the feet as you're picking up your dribble. Speeding to the rack is Cobles. Cobles throws it up off the mark. And transition opportunity the other way, ahead of the pack. And an easy lay for Marcus Skinner. So his 4th point of this one. And an early timeout taken by Andrew Keelis. We will keep it right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. So big theme in the early going, the transition game for 204 Beacon. Haven't even gone to the size of Wazir Allen yet, because they've been getting out on the break and picking up easy layup after easy layup. And here's Andrew Keelis trying to fire up his guys. They had a big lead in the first game, gave it up, and trying to regain that momentum. And we wanted to remind you, if you're joining us for the first time ever, or maybe you've seen a couple of our sportscasts, subscribe. You can do that at youtube.com/varsitymedia, or if you just click the little red subscribe button underneath your screen, just X out of that full screen, you'll see it. And follow us on all forms of social media, including Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Cobles uses the ball screen. Tries a triple. And bounded by Allen. Norman always plays with his head up. Nice navigation, and he'll head to the free throw line. Foul on the drive. First against Caleb Zayas. I mean, Norman, we mentioned in the pregame, but just has a very mature court sense. Always has his head up. Is always keeping the defense off kilter with those little hesitation dribbles, starting, stopping. That's what you look for in a young guard, that mastery of having multiple gears. You could be the fastest kid on the court, but you need to know how to leverage it to manipulate your defender. Interesting free throw form, that right leg way in back of the left. Get lined up correctly, works for him on the second, and a 7-2 advantage for 204 Beacon. Attacking now is Fralick, Colton Fralick. Out to Cobles. Cobles harassed by Norman. Hounding defense. Now the double team comes. Straight to the rim and leaving it short was Cobles. Tie up and possession arrow goes in favor of 204 Beacon, so another big rebound for Allen. They work it down the middle to Allen. Allen, that's a tough shot, but a little window shopping to get the two. Why is here Allen fundamentally sound? Zayas spin cycle through the car wash, and he'll earn 2 free throws. Looking for his third and fourth points in the early going here. The star point guard grew up watching Ja Morant and Steph Curry. 4 minutes and 11 seconds to go in this opening quarter of play. Banks in the free throw. I don't know if that was intentional, but I like the mentality from Zayas. He played it cool. He didn't look surprised. He didn't celebrate. He said, yeah, I was trying to do that. He really was. He did it 2 in a row. Wow. Caleb Zayas up to 4 points. Clock was a little late to get started. Allen thought about the tray ball, instead navigates his way inside, now back outside to Norman. Norman Euro step. Did he walk with it? He did. Either that or stepped on the baseline. More likely the latter. Zayas to the rim. Tricky shot. Rebound clanks off the head of Allen. And now the nearest, the sideline official, will say it was off the head of Allen, but then off the hand of Moreno. Beacon looking to continue a strong start. Triple. Norman Nylon. That was smooth. He's up to 4 points. And wanting to talk things over, Andrew Keelis. His second timeout of this first quarter. And you can see the challenge IS 204 presents as we get another look at that last shot by Norman. I mean, that's a dynamic duo with him and Allen. And Norman, I mean, it just puts so much pressure on his defense with his speed, his ability to get to the rim, and then can shoot. But on top of that, always has the head up, so you bring a double. A lot of times with younger guards, even really talented ones, you send a second defender their way, it'll trip them up a little bit because they're used to keeping their head down, looking down. But Norman, that head is always up, always seeing where the double team's coming from, and if you throw two at him, he's going to make you pay for it. So first substitution for IS 204 Beacon, Chauncey Dumas, who made a real big impact in the semifinals off the bench. He's into the game. Zayas is covered, breaks free. Zayas pulling out his do-it-yourself kit. and collects his own miss. And a quick foul on Dumas, his first. So will be inbounded by Moreno. Good footwork from Kobles. Goes through the jab series. And finds his way for a three. Rebound in heavy traffic. Picked up by Galeno. Quick trigger, though, by Zayas. Wasn't meant to be. Allen, nice handle for a big. Cuts to the rim. He's open. Norman didn't see him. Cut off by Popovic. And did Redding walk with it? You bet. Kobles speeding down the sideline, straight to the rim, off the glass and in. (11-6) with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Dumas, the hub in the middle of this zone. And another travel, or perhaps it was a 3-second violation that time, called against IS 204 Beacon, getting a little sloppy with the basketball now as the green team. And Moreno shuffled the feet before dribbling. These officials are not allowing any leeway, but you know what? It's to the benefit of these kids. Many of them going to be playing high school basketball next year. They're not going to get a break then, so they're not going to get a break here. Makes everyone better. Norman navigates his way middle. Kobles on the pickoff. Kobles speeding inside. Probably should have passed that one off, but instead able to draw the foul. Brian Kobles. What's crazy about his ability is he is just 12 years old, just a 7th grader, one of a couple on this IS 93 Beacon team. And he's only been playing the sport for 2.5 years. Known for being short, fast, and athletic. Those are his words, not mine. And handing out legendary pregame high fives, handing out some in-game high fives right now. Also plays for the AAU team, the Queens Defenders. He drops home a couple free throws as he's up to 6 points. With just over a minute to go, and now a pickoff by Zayas. Zayas attacking the basket, the scoop, and the score. 11-10, IS 93 Beacon finding a response. So those timeouts for Andrew Keelis paying dividends. Norman hunting for the money ball. Triple team tries to spin through it, and he was fouled. Oh no, he traveled. They might have missed a hack on the wrist, but that is about 4 or 5 travels called less than 7.5 minutes into this ball game. Just under 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Zayas rejecting the screen, throws up a prayer. Rather, it was Kobles firing and missing. Sprinting back the other way as Norman takes the contact. Savvy play by Naquan Norman, baiting the collision, and will earn 2 free throws for his effort. His favorite player is Ja Morant, but I'm going to throw out a more local comparison. Has a little Emmanuel Quickly in his game. Just how savvy he is, how good he is baiting fouls, and dynamic shooter as well. As you can see. So Naquan Norman up to 6 points. 14 seconds left in the opening quarter. Kobles in attack mode, eaten up by Allen. Ball shuffled off. Allen breaking the other way. Has 3 seconds to shoot. Knocked away. Norman at the horn. Did not get it off in time. So after 1 quarter of play, IS 204 Beacon 13, IS 93 Beacon 10. We'll step aside for just a minute on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Come back for this thrilling championship affair.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
A look inside Andrew Keelis' operation. IS 93 Beacon, a nice little comeback to end that first quarter, down by as many as 7, if memory serves. Fought their way back into it with some effective guard play from the duo of Brian Kobles and Caleb Zayas. It'll be Cesar Moreno, to trigger. Kobles will try to tie it. Oh, you bet! Brian Kobles. A rainbow. So Kobles up to a game-high 9 points. Trying to answer fire with fire as Allen can't do it. Kobles collects. Or rather, Zayas down Main Street, met by Allen, fouled. And IS 93 Beacon has a chance for their first lead since the opening bucket of this ball game. Zayas, we mentioned, an 8th grader, plays for St. Matthias. Again, this game not associated with any public or private school, but a lot of kids on both these teams are incidentally middle school teammates. So Zayas was fouled from behind the arc. They gave him a 3-shot foul. And so he'll go 1 for 3 at the line. So Caleb Zayas up to 5. And Brian Kobles has 9 in the early going. Allen trying to apply some force, and he's fouled by Moreno. Allen didn't have anyone that could match up with him in the semifinal against Moreno, at least from a size perspective, gives a great challenge for Allen. Oh, inbounds lob. Allen, second try off the ricochet, puts it in. So Wazir Allen, his second bucket, he's up to 4 points. And right back at you. No time for a pause for Caleb Zayas. Zayas just 1 for 3 at the line last time up. Getting some encouragement from the sideline. Batted around to Allen. 204 Beacon will operate with a 1-point advantage once again. Norman, nifty in and out move. Allen lines up the 3. Overcooked it. Pass zipped inside, layup. Oh, hit both sides of the rim before dropping out for Nathan Lorenzo. Big fan of Kevin Durant in the Nets is Nathan Lorenzo. Norman dancing around the screen, spinning back inside. He's a wizard. Norman to the rim. Oh, what a look Pass missed by Marcus Skinner. Norman step back tray. Left short. In a year or two, that'll be going in every time. Zayas, one-handed bouncer. Put in and one! Two more for Brian Cobles. He's in double figures with 11 points. And a timeout called for before the free throw from Josh Lewis. So one more look. What a dime from Zayas. One-handed bouncer. And Cobles finishing through the heavy contact. And this is a good moment for Josh Lewis and IS 204 Beacon. Again, by and large, we're not challenged in that semifinal. And that's not to negate the effort from PS 102 and particularly Ethan Cruz, who was just awesome in that ball game. But they were up for most of the second half by at least 12 points. And this is a good growing moment. Young team, been dominating the whole way, now punched in the mouth a little bit. How do they respond? Be interesting to see if they can get Finn Redding incorporated, who hit those 3 money balls in the semis. Cobles drips off the rim, and 2 free throws coming off the offensive board for Nathan Lorenzo, who's made an impact since coming in off the bench. Lorenzo has played 2 years for St. Matthias. Noted big-time Nets fan. Barclays Center just about 3 or 4 subway stops away from him as Lorenzo earns the shooter's bounce. So still a 1-possession game. Redding thought about the 3. Norman, good bounce pass, wide open on the other end of it is Skinner. All tied up. 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Cobles loading up from Steph range. Athletic board from Skinner. Norman will call out the set. That yo-yo dribble. Allen, power player. Good hands from Moreno. And a start and stop for Fralick. Zayas. Oh, no look! And the put in on the other end by Moreno for his first points. A Steve Nash-esque a Steve Nash-esque dime from Caleb Zayas. Norman probing. 2 steps, double pump, finish, you bet. 6 points for Marcus Skinner. Favorite team is the Lakers. He does a little Contavious Caldwell Pope impersonation. Cobles leaves it short off the front rim. Possession, though, will stay with IS 93 Beacon. Halfway through the second quarter. Clock not stopping now on out of bounds. Elijah James, bully ball inside, throws up the skyhook. Second shot at it. Power play from Lorenzo, who had it stripped by Skinner, but then Skinner walked with it. Moreno looking for an option, nearing a 5-second violation, cutting, and unable to finish was Zayas. Zayas had it tipped away, strong hands. And on the tie-up inside, possession arrow favors 204 Beacon as they try to break up the tie here. Norman has loved the sport his whole life. Puts the pedal down, hits the court. Ball off of Skinner. Oh, no. They say Cobles touched it. So I saw Skinner trying to hit it off Cobles, but it looked like he was standing out of bounds. And now they'll reverse the call. I think that's correct. Another triple on the way for Cobles. Allen corrals. Running with Norman. Norman, the start, the stop. Redding open for a sec, hunting for a shot. It's a long two. Can't hit. Good hands from Moreno to tip it around. Zayas, head of steam, flip shot, rattles home. Two-point lead once again for IS 93. Norman, they don't step up off the screen, and he'll typically make you pay, but not that time. Cobles, all the way. And he'll shoot two. With a minute 50 to go in this first half. Cobles all nylon on the first for his 12th point. And 2 for 2, feathery touch for Brian Cobles. Allen will try a tray, has yet to hit one on the afternoon. Cobles and Zayas forming that two-headed monster. Cobles, righty flip, got it back. Third try at it. Cobles nearly had it for a fourth. Instead, Skinner pushing. Norman open, flip shot, bounces in. And that's 11 points for Naquan Norman. Moreno nearly lost it, able to get it to Cobles. How did that go in? Brian Cobles, have yourself a day. 16 points, less than 16 minutes in. Norman leaves the response a little short. Allen able to save, but now numbers for IS 93. Allen has to sprint back. Head of steam for Zayas. Zayas ducks a defender. The lefty lay. A magic trick from Caleb Zayas. Now you see him, now you don't. Norman the hezzy, the blow by. Dancing to the rack. How did he find room? 13 for Naquan Norman. Seen the future of New York City point guard play, and it looks bright. Cobles taking his time with 5 seconds left in the quarter, has to go quick. Cobles needs to shoot it, double pump. Was he fouled? No. So that'll bring us to half, a 28-23 lead for IS 93 Beacon over IS 204 Beacon. A thrilling first 16 minutes of basketball. What will the next 16 bring? You'll have to stick with the Varsity Media Sports Network to find out.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bob Monahan. I'm the president of the Greater Ridgewood Youth Council. With me is Walter Welsh, who is the director of program operations and who is in charge tonight running this basketball tournament. The Youth Council sponsors about 3,000 kids every single day of the year. Last summer, we had 4,000 young people in our day camps and another 1,000 young people working for us in summer youth employment. The Youth Council has been around, 43 years, I've been around for that long, and I have had the honor of working with this gentleman for the last 32 years. Have a wonderful evening. I hope that the best team wins, obviously, and that everyone remembers sportsmanship and good fellowship. Have a nice evening. Thank you.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Second half about to get underway here for the Greater Ridgewood Youth Council Basketball Finals at the Major R. Owens Health and Wellness Community Center here in Brooklyn, New York. I'm Gavin Shaw here with you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. And man, my only takeaway, or my biggest takeaway from that first half, is the future of guard play is so bright in New York City. We saw Brian Cobles on one end with 14, Caleb Zayas had 11, and then Naquan Norman answering back for IS-204 Beacon with 9 points of his own. Marcus Skinner had 8 points. And Wazir Allen held to just 4 in that first half, so got to figure head coach Josh Lewis and co. looking for a big-time performance from their big in the second half. So IS-204 Beacon, Skinner, slip pass inside, and they go right to Allen, and he delivers immediately. That was good manipulation, though, from Skinner, jumping up in the air as if he was going to shoot and just slipping it over the arm of Allen's defender as Zayas walks in just 15 seconds into the second half. IS-204 Beacon just a shot away from closing that 5-point halftime deficit. Norman, quick look to Allen. Double team comes. Zayas had the strip. Zayas helping out. And shuffling the feet was Allen. You could tell Allen frustrated by that double team, but that's where Allen, again, a teaching moment for a young big, just has to keep that ball high. And a zone look for IS-204 Beacon, extending it high on Brian Cobles. Cobles will try and break it with his shooting. Put back attempt up and in for Cesar Moreno, his 4th point. Five-point game once again here in Brooklyn. Norman pedal down, blocked away by Moreno. Redding, foot on the line. Oh, nylon on the shot. Tickles the twine for his first bucket, counted as a 2 for Finn Redding. And a timeout taken quickly by IS-93 Beacon, as they do not want to let a run get going. Andrew Keelis with that. There's an early 12-4 lead for IS-204 Beacon. Took that second timeout, and since then it's been all IS-93 Beacon as they've outscored IS-204 26-15 since that moment. And I like Keelis's coaching style. Very calm, very cool, very collected. Same could be said for Josh Lewis on the other side. Not a lot of screaming. These guys are very matter-of-fact but effective communicators. Off on the shot that time was Kobles. So Norman and IS-204 with a chance to tie once again. Dribble drive for Antonio Martinez. And that's a challenging shot for Allen. Had 2 or 3 defenders around him. Zayas will hand it off to Kobles. Kobles working his way middle, late pass, and a miscommunication with Lorenzo. Kobles just wanted him to stay on that right block. Lorenzo was in the midst of cutting across. Or excuse me, that wasn't Lorenzo, that was Julian Galliano. So those two trying to get on the same page. Zone look, a 3-2 look for IS-93 Beacon. Norman gets it to the middle to Skinner as he is harangued from behind by Brian Kobles. Skinner, an underrated part of IS-204 Beacon's success in the first half. I guess since I'm the only person covering this game, I'd be the only one to underrate him, but I thought he made an impressive impact. I maybe didn't do him justice. He's kind of the key cog in the machine. Obviously, Norman and Allen get the proverbial headlines as much as there's headlines about a middle school basketball team, but man, Skinner does so much good stuff for this team as he's up to 9 points. Lane violation, though, will return the ball to IS-93 Beacon. Kobles start, stop, step back, Trey, and the high arcer rips the cords once again. Third 3 of the night for Brian Kobles. He is volcanic, and the 12-year-old is up to 17 points. Can only imagine what he's going to do in this league next year. Just a 7th grader. Precocious neophyte, as our friend Clyde Frazier would say. And that shot from Redding wiped off the board as he shuffled the feet. Kobles with some pace now. Patters the dribble. And it's collected by Skinner. Skinner the other way. Skinner coast to coast. Draws the foul. Committed that time by Colton Fralick. Skinner 1 for 2 at the line last time, trying to will his ball club back into this game. Low arcer on that freebie. In the first half, big Lakers fan. Curious if he wants them to make a move at the deadline. Maybe for him, as he's up to 10 points. They could use a shooter, and Marcus Skinner can definitely shoot. Another guy who can shoot is Caleb Zayas, but not that time. Norman trying to make it a one-possession game. Dances in and out. Skinner power dribble. Shuffle to Allen. Allen doubled, nearly lost it. Skinner, nice cut. Even better finish. Marcus Skinner up to 12, leading scorer on the game for IS-204. Norman Redding for the lead. Took an awkward bounce, but timing it up is Zayas. Zayas looking for the tray. Tipped around and right back to Zayas. Fralick thinking about it, firing, and fouled on the shot. So Colton Fralick should be a 3-shot foul. An opportunity for his first points on the day. Started playing basketball during the pandemic in 2020. Also plays CYO ball. So this is an interesting combination. His favorite player is Carmelo Anthony, but his favorite team is the Brooklyn Nets. So we'd have to do some questioning after the game with the Fralick family about how that came about. As Nathan Lorenzo will take a seat, and coming into the game for the first time for IS-93 Beacon is Alan Wisniewski, bringing some size to the table. And Wisniewski comes in, gets the rebound right away, and Moreno will put it back in. So big play from Alan Wisniewski off the bench. Everyone stopped playing. I think they heard a foul, or not heard a foul, heard a whistle on another court and thought it was on this court. Skinner carrying IS-204 Beacon in the second half. Up to 14 points. He had just 6 at halftime, so it was all 8 in the second half for IS-204 Beacon. Or excuse me, has 8 of the 10 in the second half as Redding hit the long 2. Fralick going to work inside to Moreno. And a 3-second violation. I believe on Wisniewski. Will give the ball back to IS-204 Beacon. Skinner trying to continue his hot streak, but he walked the dog. The dog being the ball in this case. If you guys weren't picking up on that. Cobles hit on his trip to the bucket. Moreno to trigger it in. Man, Cobles wanted it. Already has 3 money balls on the way. On the day, I should say. Skinner working through traffic. Norman can't pay it off. And great hustle by Fralick, able to save Moreno, skying to grab the ball. Cobles right back with it. Out to Zayas. Great recovery from Skinner. And Cobles rattles home the layup. 19 points now for Brian Cobles. A heroic performance from the 12-year-old. With 90 seconds to go in the third quarter. Dribble drive for Antonio Martinez. Out to Redding. Redding short on the shot, and Fralick grabs in traffic. Cobles starts, stop, spinorama. Ahead of the pack the other way. Allen able to grab it. And nice patience to make sure he was under control when he put in that too. Back and forth they go. An epic affair that looks like it will come down to the closing seconds. Fralick was hunting the tray ball. Cobles runner, that's tricky. Wisniewski board inside, trying to pass it off. Norman there to intercept. Zayas back to contest. Meeting at the rim, and Zayas able to affect the shot. Cobles from 30 feet, in and out. 22 seconds to go in the quarter. IS-204 Beacon the chance to hold for the last shot if they want to. Norman instead will fire early. And that's a little out of his range at this point. Also, these kids have to be a little bit fatigued. You know, they're playing these semifinals in the championship back-to-back. And IS-204 Beacon just played, shot at the buzzer, well short for Brian Cobles. So we'll see which team has more gas in the fourth quarter. Neither team going deep into their bench. Fresh off contested semifinal affairs. A 2-point game, 8 minutes to decide a champion. Don't go anywhere as you're watching on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Final 8 minutes of the Greater Ridgewood Youth Council basketball finals here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. This one coming down to the wire. 2-point game. Redding trying to change that. Allen bounding. Tips it around. Skinner will give IS 204 third chance at it. Oh no. He won't be able to because Cobles doing his best Ed Reed, picking that pass off. Fralick lines it up, gets the laces just right, leaves it well short. The ball skims way out of play. We're going to need an assist getting that basketball back. So shot was blocked. Stays with IS 93. Fralick, good jab series as he was hit on the hand by Martinez. Oh no. They'll say a travel. IS 204 has gotten it as close as 2 points, but has not tied or led the ball game in the second half. Force inside to Allen. Allen against the double team. Finds Norman. Norman for the lead. You bet! Naquan Norman. His first points of the second half come at a crucial time. And now some pressure applied from IS 204. Fouled, and 3 free throws coming up from Caleb Zayas. Him and Fralick combining for 30 of the 37 on the day from IS 93 Beacon. So substitutions for both sides as Wisniewski will take a seat. Galliano will come back on for IS 93. And then I believe it's Chauncey Dumas into the game for IS 204. Zayas up to 12. This one for the lead. We'll get one more shot at it. As the drum line comes in, adding a layer of drama, a lane violation, I guess on both sides, because I saw Dumas go early, but they gave the ball right back to IS 204. All tied up at 38. A dramatic tone with the drums humming. Doesn't get much better than this. Norman draws 3 defenders. Too much room for Redding, who can't take advantage of it. Cobles down Main Street. Just got the shot off. Cobles again. Fouled, not called. Tipped around. Moreno got it. Fralick, extra pass, unselfish. Zayas rushed the shot. Norman scrapping to grab it. And Josh Lewis wants a word. A frantic sequence. And IS 93 Beacon, a couple good looks, but cannot get the lay to go. And you can see the emotion picking up a little bit for Andrew Keelis. On the other side of things, Josh Lewis in this IS 204 huddle, very under control, but you can see the hand motions, the fire, the passion. Andrew Keelis wants this win. Josh Lewis wants this win. It's not just middle school basketball for these guys. You coach at the level you're at. And this is a championship. No holds bar. 6 minutes, 4 seconds to decide it. Allen, that pass just got through. Good patience, fouled by Moreno. So Moreno should have had the steal. Just missed it. And Allen, that was good hand-eye to just be able to grip the basketball. Fought for and won by Galliano. As the drums continue to beat. Kobles, jump pass, Allen picks it off. Norman with 5.5 to go calls out a play. Allen, Redding lines it up. Redding cashes it in! His first 3-ball of the day. He's up to 5. Norman nearly stole it away, but a foul in the process. And what a good look from Wazir Allen. Didn't force up the shot, was patient, and able to find the open man. And Phil Redding, not the kid you want to double off. Fralick to tie, no good. Kobles had to fight for it. Sky-high teardrop. Moreno, strong hands on the board. Travel called? I don't know about that one. It looked like Moreno kept his pivot foot down from over here. Under 4.5 minutes left. Norman picked up his dribble too early. Slings to the corner. Allen baits the defense with a pump. Norman right hand now. Kobles the other way, or rather Zayas to Fralick. Fralick fouled. Zayas and Kobles have played every minute of this one. Have to be exhausted with those back-to-back performances on the other side of things. At least IS 93 got a break. IS 204 just had 20 minutes between these two games. Fralick, second free throw. Bounded by Moreno. Moreno blocked by Allen, who grabs it. Wazir Allen said, not in here. Norman, a burst of speed. Redding, second three from the same spot. Same result. He's hyped up. And IS 93. Did they call for time or no? Another look at the golden parabola from Finn Redding. Took a spill. That's how charged up he was. Second half high, 6-point advantage. Trying to answer is Zayas, too long. Tipped out of bounds from Allen. And that's a credit to Lorenzo, who got his body inside of Wazir Allen and baited that tip out of bounds. Moreno, quick pass in. Allen eats it up. Gobble, gobble, says Wazir Allen. 3:15 and ticking down to go in this fourth quarter. Norman, the start, the stop. Shoved down by Moreno. Should flash some great sportsmanship helping him up. I love that from Cesar Moreno. Your team's down, championship game, easy to be frustrated, easy to be a bit of a jerk. Instead, just helps him up, says, my bad. Norman up to 13 points. Has that 23rd chromosome, the clutch gene. unorthodox free throw form really works for him. Lane violation goes against IS 204 Beacon. It's a 7-point lead with 3 minutes to go. IS 93 Beacon has run out of steam a little bit in this fourth quarter. Do they have one final gear to go? And their coach is going to take a timeout to try and find it. Andrew Keelis wanting to talk things over. And it's interesting, the same thing happened to IS 93 Beacon in the first game where they had a big lead and let it get a little bit testy against IS 138. Of course, held on to win that game, but a greater opponent this time in IS 204 Beacon. And you got to credit that three-headed monster, Naquan Lewis, Marcus Skinner, and of course, Wazir Allen doing work on both sides of the ball. But the real difference in the second half, or a big part of the difference, is Finn Redding getting hot. We noted 3 threes, at least that I saw, might have had more in that semifinal game, and now has hit 2 in the second half to provide a cushion for IS 204 Beacon. It's a little under 3 minutes to go in regulation. Gotta imagine they're gonna try and get one of Kobles or Zayas going to the rim. And all the defensive attention focused on those two, seeing 2 defenders every time they touch it. Zayas trying to find the 3 ball. Instead, Norman will poke it away. Norman to the rim. Righty scoop. Second half high, 9-point advantage. Naquan Norman all the way up to 15 points. Head of steam, and one! Opportunity for who else? Brian Kobles. First player today, at least by my count, to go over 20 points. It's 21. They really need this free throw to make it a 6-point game. You bet. 22 points for Brian Kobles. A little under 2.5 to go. Norman pressured inside to Allen. Double team comes late. Allen able to put it up and in over Moreno. Sharman soft touch from Wazir Allen. He's into double digits with 10. The start and stop for Kobles. Kobles double teamed, begging for space and fouled going across the lane. Kobles, they need it now with just 2:01 to go. IS 204 starting to sense that championship within reach. Collected by Dumas on the rebound. No need to rush for Naquan Norman and company. Working through the physical defensive Zayas. A hop, skip, and a jump, and Moreno, good outlet. Kobles ahead of the pack, will take his time on the finish, can't get it to go. Zayas brings it back out. Zayas right back in. Soft touch. 6-point ball game, 92 seconds to go. And you got to figure Josh Lewis at this point emphasizing, guys, no need to rush it. Quick trigger off the mark. Soft touch, flexing on him. He's up to 12. Under a minute left. A lot of pressure on IS 93 to get off a quick shot. Zayas nearly had his pocket picked. Fralick will pump. One dribble, unselfish. Zayas, they need it. Long rebound. Martinez has it. Under 40 to go. And they got a foul at this point. And instead of travel. So 8-point game, 33 seconds to go. Probably need a 3 at this point. Instead they go for the quick 2. Banker off the mark. Allen grabbed it. Tie up, jump ball in favor of IS 204. Oh, no, they're going to flip it. IS-93 has the ball. Everyone come back. 23 seconds to go. Pass out high. Moreno to the rim, and one! Plus the harm for Cesar Moreno, who's made big play after big play in this second half. Can cut it to 5 with 20 seconds on the clock, as Moreno has hit 8 points. We're making sure everyone has this right, as it looks like Josh Lewis going to get in a late substitution, putting in Jeremiah Mack for the first time all game. At this crucial juncture, 20 seconds to go. Surprisingly, Naquan Norman taking his seat, maybe a little winded, unless he just fouled out. That's also possible. Moreno, and a lane violation against IS-93 Beacon. So even if it had gone in, wouldn't have counted. And now Jeremiah Mack to throw it in. Gets it to Allen. Allen fouled right away. But not in the bonus yet are IS-204, so IS-93 going to have to continue to play the foul game. I think the officials saying they don't want pushes in this situation. You need to make a clean play or a clean attempt on the basketball. Allen posting up. Double team comes. Had an opportunity to get the tie up there, but instead it will be free throws for Wazir Allen. A 1-and-1 opportunity, so needs to make the first to earn the second. If he misses it, it'll just be IS-93's ball. With just a 2-possession game, 2 3 balls will tie this ball game up at 51 points apiece. Allen, maybe the most important free throws of his young career. Missed it, but a lane violation goes against 204 Beacon. So I'm surprised Zayas taking the ball this close. Try to run it up, go to the rim, banks it in, 4-point game. And now they foul again. Clock stops at 9 seconds. So I'm not sure what the discussion is amongst the officials right now. Maybe just trying to get the clock correct and try and ensure too much time didn't run off. So clock stays at 9 seconds, perhaps making sure. Okay, so here's what it was. I think Caleb Zayas just fouled out of the ball game. The officials wanted to double check that. Good call, and Zayas, who had himself a heck of a day with 14 points, officially done. His team is not, though. 4-point game with 9 seconds left. Big free throws here for Allen. Allen misses. Rebounded by Lorenzo. Lorenzo pushing it up fast into the corner. Fralick has to fire it. Fralick up, off front rim, corralled by Martinez, and that'll do it. IS-204 Beacon wins the championship. IS-204 Beacon, your 2023 Greater Ridgewood Youth Council basketball champs. An epic game, 51-47 over IS-93 Beacon. Took a big second half comeback down by as many as 7. Fought their way back to win by 4. So we'll step aside briefly on the Varsity Media Sports Network, and when we come back, our players of the game, we'll have an interview for you right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
So an epic Greater Ridgewood Youth Council basketball final win for IS 204 Beacon, and we are lucky enough to have two of the stars of the team, Naquan Norman and Finn Redding, with us. Naquan, I got to start with you. So impressive how you guys played today. I got to ask, how is your game so advanced at such a young age? You seem to have such a good understanding of pace, of when to attack the basket, when to pull it out, kind of a consummate point guard. How did you get so good is the simple question.
Well, thank you to my coach, Josh.
Yeah.
He, helping me slow my pace, go my pace,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, and then Finn, quiet first half, and then you came alive in clutch time. I see you nodding along. You had a big game. What is that? Is that just the clutch gene? What made you step up late?
Hey, like my dad always says, shooter's gonna shoot. So.
Yeah, there you go. Star mentality right there. All right, guys, last one. What does it feel like to win a championship?
It felt good.
Yeah, we brought it back.
Yeah.
Were you guys nervous when you were down a little bit in the second half, or never a doubt for you guys?
Nah.
we
We just
knew
gotta
we
believe in each other.
All right, tell me a little bit about Wazir, because he was also incredible for you guys. Your big man getting those rebounds, protecting the rim on the other end.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
He's been balling, so
Yeah.
All right, Naquan, I believe are you guys still eligible to play next year? Are you guys going to try to win 2 in a row?
Nah. I'm going to ninth grade. He's still gonna be here though.
All right, Finn, can we get a prediction 2 in a row next year?
let's hope.
All right. I love the optimism. IS 204, your champions. Thank you so much, Naquan Norman, Finn Redding. You guys were great, and a big time victory for IS 204 Beacon, 51-47, the final in this Greater Ridgewood Youth Council basketball final. A big thank you to our producer, Chris Sweeney, our fantastic team on camera. I'm Gavin Shaw signing off here from Brooklyn on the Varsity Media Sports Network.